We don't grow it. These are, I'm not going to take credit for this.
Oh, who grows
this?
this?
The mushroomery in Alphington.
Oh, okay. So in a suburb close by.
Yeah, if you look them up there, it's,
they're called the
a
mushroomery.
woman named Buttons, and she grows bucket mushrooms for us.
So they're called bucket mushrooms.
Well, those are oyster mushrooms.
These are oyster mushrooms, but they come out of a bucket. So you can grow mushrooms very easily under the right conditions, but you can see all these buckets.
Yeah. Well, this is what...
Oh, see, there's some growing here.
Yeah, this is what gets left after she's grown them. And we compost. We compost them. I'll show you where we're using it.
Yeah. Would you like to talk a bit about compost?
Sure.
Go for it.
We've just turned it, so I won't make you go in. It's very stinky. It's
smelly. Yeah.
Down kind of each of the components and turn it into finished compost, which is the little pile under the table there.
So then compost is something that is, how is it good for the garden, Duncan? How's it good for
So you can pick everyone, your hospo, everyone knows the food is good for you. So if we're taking food and getting microbes to break it down into something that plants can use, it's just turning it into food for plants with all of the nutrients from the food into composts.
Yeah.
And carrying the microorganisms in with it, which helps soil health. So you can fix any kind of soil with organic matter, which is this. This is all organic.
So it's like a food for the soil. It's not actually making soil, because soil has got other things in it, like tiny
Soil is
little bits of rocks.
Is a mixture of clay, sand, and loam, which is just different rocks and materials broken down. And then compost is just organic material from living things. Mainly here, fruit and veg, with some garden scraps.
So essentially all the goodness from those food stuffs that are decomposed in the pile, then along with all the little tiny little animals and organisms that eat it, they then go back into the soil, and so it's very good for the plant. So compost is something that, if we were up at the nursery where we were when you first came, they sell it in big bags, compost, because people love it to put on their garden. For fruit trees, for vegetables.
What fruits? Mushrooms. And then we have taken it out after we've harvested, and we lay it down because mycelium and mushrooms are also decomposers. They're breaking down stuff as well, which is what this is their food, like straw, like carbonous stuff. And we've laid it down on top of green waste, which we've filled. So we build little terrace walls, and then we fill this. This is one giant compost, and then we cap it up with straw, and you can see kind of all the little mounds of mushrooms growing because they've still got plenty of food to go around. And this will eventually be planted out. We can just plant straight into this. Under all this.
What we have here is we have a whole lot of different models of worm farming. So you can get a very small worm farm. This is like just very small. There's a lot of vinegar flies. That's to do with that bad compost at the moment. Don't worry about that. So these are a small worm farm. This is also a worm farm. In here there are worms, and then also these are two bigger worm farms that Duncan's been developing. And would you like to talk to us about your bigger ones and about worm farms generally?
Sure. So worms, very picky eaters, and they need somewhere to have their babies. They make lots of babies.
Yeah.
And you get a couple different things that all kind of have the same use. There's worm pea, which is like liquid fertilizer. It's incredible.
So like if it comes out of here, you turn this here and you get all the liquid out. It's called worm wee. So it's like the poo but with water in it. So It's very good to water your plants with that. There you go. I think Duncan's been collecting some.
They make a lot.
Oh, look at that. That's a lot of wormwood.
That's a big part. That's fertilizer. If you put that on your veggies, it just increases the structure of your plants. You're gonna have better flavor and
It looks disgusting, but it's actually just part of growing really healthy food. Yeah.
nutrient water. Yeah.
Yeah. Do we have some worms that we can look at, or they're not growing yet?
Honestly, you're better off in there.
Having a look in here.
Yeah. I'm trying to fight off the mice at the moment.
So you can see. Got some worms.
Yeah, nice, yes.
So they're nice, big, healthy worms. Now you can see, as Duncan was showing us, they love eating, and this one's pregnant. Can you see that? See that? That's called a saddle. See that?
Okay.
And they can have maybe they're gonna. They're hermaphrodites, so they're male or female. They're not one or the other, and so. But they need to couple with another worm to exchange sperm and egg, and then they can have babies once every 5 weeks. They have more babies.
How many do they give birth to usually?
I think there's usually about between 10 and 16. Would that be right? I was reading about them, and there's actually different opinions about them, but basically they have babies a lot. The cycle happens a lot. Yeah. So this is filled with worms. We also use them a lot for teaching. So when we have school kids come, you can see they're big fat ones. They're very happy. Happy worms.